There we go.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Doc T, Dr. Dionson, and Dr. J. We're back for a little chit-chat. We're going to start off, though, with a little weekly check-in. We're going to start off with Dr. Dionson over here. He had let's just say he had one of those weeks.
Yep, I've had a week.
Yeah, I guess it was last week now, technically. It's Monday,
last week, yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, share with us.
Yeah, so Monday, I'm sorry, Mom, Dad, I didn't tell you right off the bat. But, I was playing basketball with a couple friends, just having fun. Wasn't really paying attention, just at the end of the day. We're just trying to de-stress a little bit.
Just mind you said he's playing basketball with friends and not paying attention.
Yep. Yeah. I'm a great friend, obviously. But what happened here was I just went up to get a rebound. And then as I came down, my right leg came down before I did. And I heard a pop in the right knee, and I was on the ground. That's the nutshell of it all. And basically, I hate having the split difference in my brain of being an athlete and a doctor, because the athlete's like, no, I'm fine. The doctor was like, no, you probably did something.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah, that didn't sound right. So, that entire night I was just trying to figure out what could I do, as in, am I able to walk? Am I able to put weight on this? Am I able to do anything? I was contemplating going to work the next day just because I was being
He
dumb.
did not, by the way.
I did not. I was actually smart.
Yeah.
Chill.
Well, it's up for debate.
But,
And then what happened 2 days later?
Yeah, so 2 days later, I just noticed my brakes were squeaking a little bit, and my tires were flatter than normal. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in, drop off the car and everything, and found that I had a flat on my back right tire, and also all four rotors needed to be changed out, and brakes. I was like, well, this is going to be fun. Thankfully, what I found out was the brakes were on warranty, so I didn't have to pay for the brake pads themselves. So instead of having $1,000-something bill, it was like half of that. It was great.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world.
Yep. And then you didn't hear about this one yet, but Saturday, I think I was just getting a haircut or something. I don't even remember. I was running errands. I parked into a spot, and the parking curb, as I was reversing, took off the front bumper. So I sat there, just looked at it. I'm like, it's just one of those weeks.
We all have them. Yeah, we all have them. All right, how about you?
Yeah, so pretty standard week last week. Luckily, I didn't hurt my knee playing basketball.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask you.
What?
Pull-up progression. Where are we at?
Pull-up progression. So I haven't been the best, but I have been doing the workouts.
Okay.
And I won't lie to you, my pull-ups, they feel really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just for the man I've seen, however many episodes it was, he the strong man here apparently sucks at pull-ups somehow. He's strong everywhere else, but pull-ups sucks. So I put together a plan for him to progress his pull-ups over the next,
4 weeks.
4 weeks?
Yeah.
To double, I think, or something high-end to get his pull-ups up. So that's what I was curious about. That's what earlier we were talking about what we were going to talk about, and that's what I was in my head. Like, I knew there's something I wanted to bring up. And then more importantly, can you show him a right gun flex? You got to do it, man. You got to do it.
Oh, geez.
There it is. So that's a tattoo, not permanent, of his...
No. So...
Oh, it's better.
No. So over the weekend, we celebrated one of my best friends. He's getting married at the end of the summer. So we went down to San Diego and we celebrated him. And we had tattoos of his soon-to-be wife. And so we all put those on just to mark our territory that we are not here to meet women in San Diego. We are here to celebrate our man. So
that's fantastic.
So we had a good time down there. Went to the Padres game.
That's fun.
It's awesome.
We did a football game one like that.
Nice.
That's
cool. Preseason game I think was like that. But yeah. A lot of fun. I love that city. It is one of my favorite cities.
Great city.
So much to do down there. All right, so I'm going to check in. So yesterday, a couple days ago, I was doing a video cast thing of something we were topics-wise. And I got a text from the social media nerds here that told me, apparently, before you start talking, we need you this time to put your camera the right way, not sideways. I need to show you how to use the mics because they're super easy, but I need to show you how to use them. But they're super easy. So, that was the text I received. So it was a humbling morning. That was my catch up of the week. That's about it. No knees, nothing like that. No tattoos.
Did you figure it out though?
Yeah, it was actually way easier than I anticipated it being, which is kind of nice.
It's mostly plug and play, but
that's how it should. At this day and age, although the app thing is like Bose has an app and they haven't. Everybody's got this stupid app for this. Like, can't you just Bluetooth and work?
Yeah.
That's my vent for the day. No, I'll have more, I promise. Anyway, so moving on.
Oh yeah, actually, before we go on, I was at SoCal weightlifting for the spring class.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was fun. It was a really fun event just to see the athletes, really perform for what they've been working for really, for some of them, like for the year, some of them their first time ever competing. So it was fun to talk about that. It was difficult to work on the knee though. So I was mostly sitting down. So if you didn't see me, it's because I was in the back, mostly sitting down.
I got the text that we're only bringing about half the equipment out for this event today.
Yeah.
It's like, well, as long as the table's there, you'll be fine.
I was like, I literally just brought the table. I brought
some identifier would be cool, but whatever.
Yeah. I think it was a table. I brought not the big pop-up, but like the sign that says, we're here. I brought a sign-up sheet, and then the most important thing of the day was the stool. Because I was like, once I was not having a fun time, we sat down for a little bit, walked back out, and came back. But,
man, some of those events, they're fun. We love doing them, but they're sometimes just bad timing.
Yep.
You're like, shoot, oh well.
Yep.
So, and Chris and Sarah out there, they are due any moment now.
It should
with
be
their,
today.
With their baby. So, best of luck to you out there. First one, I think, right? First one. So, best of luck to you guys. Hope it all goes well and smoothly as can be anyway. So, that was the weekend events. All right, cool. Now, let's turn our tie to how do we deal with the knee?
I don't know. I have a patient, 28 years old, was done playing basketball. Obviously, if you don't catch my sarcasm now, it's me.
So, what we're talking about here is David's a perfect example of why we do things like a discovery visit. So, what we do with someone like David is, let's say he was at the event and Justin was working the event and he was supposed to compete, but he couldn't. And he walks over and says, well, Justin, I played basketball a couple days ago and I fell and tweaked my knee. Justin's like, well, let's have a look at it. Throw him on the table, check him out. Says, you know what? Let's go by the office. Let's do what we call a discovery visit. And let's just make sure nothing's torn or broken. Get some priorities. So whenever you have swelling in the joint, the number one goal is to get the swelling out because imaging won't matter. So get that done first. So that's where we come in with these discovery visits. And the great thing about that is David, the week he's had, now doesn't have to wonder if he needs to go to an orthopedic surgeon, if I need this, if I need that. He has Dr. Justin, who's there to actually answer his questions in real time, face to face, not on a machine, not on the internet, and actually do what's really fun, orthopedically assess him. Like, give him some tests and let's see what's going on. Give him some guidance, some direction on what we can do with that. And then Justin just had a discovery visit today.
Yeah, this morning.
How'd that go?
It went very well. Kind of funny enough, it's a knee pain patient.
They're all it's contagious.
Yeah, Dan's.
That's not the one you want. Actually, none of them.
No,
I'll take that over a hamstring day of the week. You don't want any of them to be. They're awful. Good.
But yeah, so competitive dancer, heard it initially in a competition last spring, and rest makes it better, but ultimately it keeps coming back. She went to in-network physical therapy, and basically the same thing that we hear all the time when we're the second person that comes to see them is they assessed me, and then I did some exercises, and then I was left alone. And then every time she was with someone different. Every time she came in, and so she's not.
You mind?
Yeah, what's up?
I like that response. Yo, what's up? I do. I truly like that. I want to, not soapbox, but just a brief one.
Sure.
The reason that it sucks getting different people each time is the lack of congruency in care. So if you sign up with Justin or David or myself and you got 12, 20, whatever visits we sign up for, from discovery visit day one, I am now planning your future on where we're going, what we're doing. But the big thing is expectations, right? If David saw you on Tuesday, I see you on Friday, he sees you next Wednesday, our notes could be perfect. But there's no way David can convey to me, then back to Justin, and let's just do the loop-to-loop. Let's say to one of the other PTs in the clinic, we can't convey those messages well, right? You had an initial exam with her, you got to check her out, watch her build, move, everything like that. That information you got is not repeatable. Because if you did your job, let's say you saw, let's go the other way. You did your job, right? Visit 1, come visit 3, I'm going to see a different person than you saw. And then you're going to see a different person.
Yeah.
We're great docs. That's great. We're doing our job, but there's no congruency, right? That's why we kind of not knock it, but it's more like it makes the patient's journey rocky. unnecessarily. And 9 times out of 10, something is missed, falls through the cracks, and that lack of consistency is a problem, especially in a plan of care.
Yes.
So I'm so sorry. Just like, you know what? Let's touch on that.
No, 100%. And that's one of the things that she actually brought up, funny enough, is that, that she felt kind of almost lost in the clinic.
Yeah.
And there were like, she didn't know what was happening. So I asked her, like, patient education is really important to you, isn't it? And she said, yes, because I had no idea what was going on from visit to visit. Like, I didn't know what the standard process was for my injury and what the progression was going to be. And you're going to have that when you're bouncing around from provider to provider.
Yeah. So it's almost like a new visit, like initial visit every time you see a new doctor.
Yeah.
So you're wasting 15, 20 minutes right there.
For sure.
Yeah.
And so yeah. And then she went to a chiropractor earlier this year, said, very, very sweet guy, helped her mom at one point, and but it didn't, like, she was put on a laser for 15 minutes or for 10 minutes, and then they adjusted her and within the next 5 minutes. So 15-minute appointment, very quick, only saw him for 5 minutes. You know,
no comment there.
So
not judging, just
I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Right. So in our world, we're treating the symptom. We're not treating the problem. Like, obviously she has an injury, but we want to figure out why she's having the injury and why it happened in the first place. And there's certain aspects of dance that it's a very aesthetically pleasing sport, and you have to be in a certain posture and landing and all that. So it's unique in that aspect.
Yeah.
But there are certain principles that we believe in that we can attack and make better so that the pain goes away. And so she's looking to compete in a High Rocks in December when it comes back around. And so it's great. She's in here now. I'm bad at math, but 6 months or 7-8 months before. And she's going to nip this in the butt, and then she's going to train for it, and she's going to crush it. So,
well, if you haven't been sold anything in your life, bam. That's exactly why we do what we do. That's beautiful. That was great. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. And within a couple movements, I could identify and see what the problem is, cleared anything that could have been sinister, any structural damage. Even if there is something minor, I don't think imaging at this point is going to change what I'm going to do. And so we're going to attack it head on and fix how she moves and get her ready for the High Rocks.
And so just to kind of, I figured this out now. I'm the gray area guy. So I'm going to see the gray area, grab it, jump on it, tune it up, clean it up, get the fog cleared, and then pass it on. So when he said, don't need imaging, and then we followed up with, it won't change my plan of care with her. The importance of that out there for people, like with Dr. Deonson here.
Yeah.
His knee, he may have a small meniscal tear, he may have an MCL tear, may have a strain, may have grade 2 sprain, any number of things. But before I send him out for a picture, I need to at least get the swelling out, get him, a week or two of moving around.
Yeah.
Now he knows what to do. So he's been in this clinic diligently doing, it's scary when your knee gets talk about motivation. I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So he's in here doing things he needs to do, and we're working on him, and we're taping him and doing all things we would do if it was a knee patient, which you'll probably do with your client, to get him back. And then after 2 weeks, if we're not making headway and things aren't looking the way we want, swelling's down, but it's just not looking the way we want it to, now we can send you out for a picture. And that's only going to either show us there's like kind of the severity, say there's a small tear.
Yeah.
The question then is, there's a couple tears you can have in your knee, meniscus-wise. That one is nothing big. Fix your body function, and your knee will be fine. And there's another one that if things go south, say you're a skier or playing baseball or football or some pivoting sport, it could get ugly fast. Yeah. So those are things you have to start to address. Not necessarily surgical, but the more you know, the better. That kind of thing. Yeah. So that's where Dr. Justin was talking about the imaging stuff is like, we don't send you out right away because one, you have swelling, can't see it. Yeah. So just to clarify again, it's just like a foggy response. If there's swelling, the MRI is going to bounce through. It's going to look foggy, and you're not going to be able to see the details. And meniscal tears can be small. Strains of the MCL, PCL, things like that, small. So we want to make sure we clear that up. That's why we wait. And that, to plug this one more time, is why that discovery visit's important. Instead of getting freaked out, going to the ortho says get a picture comes back, let's get a shot. All these things don't help why you have the problem, right? We're just masking the pain. We have a picture. Look at the picture. Look at the picture. Small tear. Look at the picture, right? Mm-hmm. But it doesn't actually get into how and why that happened.
Yeah.
That's it. So,
like, not to mention that you're coming in and it's completely on us. Like, we're just going to see what if we are the right fit for you, right? Mm-hmm. So we're going to ask you a few questions and get a better idea of what you're coming in with, and then it's also that try before you buy kind of deal. You can come in here and you could hate it. You could,
well, our methodology is not for everybody.
Like, absolutely hate the environment that we have.
I don't know how, but yes.
I doubt
it's possible.
But you could hate how much weightlifting equipment and how much weight is on the floor.
It can be intimidating.
Yeah, exactly. It can be intimidating. And you're like, you know
what? To it.
You know what? Not for me. Perfect.
Yeah,
it was
no problem.
All it cost you was 30 minutes of your time and nothing out of your wallet.
Yeah. And parking's free, so literally nothing out of your wallet.
Yeah. I mean, if you park in the right spot, but yes.
Yeah.
Make sure. I just described just wherever we don't have a gate.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's well said. Yeah. The finding out if you're right for us, it doesn't just mean can we help you? Can you like us? But it also means, let's say this. I'm so glad you hurt your knee. It helps us so much in this. It gives us context.
Yeah.
So if he came to us, so say that event, he comes in to see Dr. Justin. Justin does an assessment, evals him, says, you know what, it's possible you have a small tear, but let's get some swelling out. I keep harping on this, but get the swelling out. Let's give you some exercises. Let's start strengthening the system, and let's see what it looks like. And if you're the right fit for us, then we'll tell you, like, oh, no, we can do it. Now, if we take your knee, and I've had this happen a few times, knees they're tricky, but not rocket science.
Yeah.
But if you have somebody that can come in and say he partially tore his ACL, and it's just loose and lax, even with the swelling,
yeah,
I'm going to look him straight in the face going, we need an MRI sooner than later, just so we know how bad it is.
Yeah.
And that's when you're trained sports doctors, that's what you're trained to understand and see and how to handle those situations. And that's what makes that visit so powerful for us is it doesn't waste anybody time or money. Mm-hmm. It's just figuring things out.
Yeah.
And now you get to do what most people don't get to do, which is 15, 20 minutes face-to-face time with a doctor who actually cares about you and wants to fix you.
Oh, yeah.
You know? I mean, that's yeah, there's no amount of money, right? So
No,
anyway, so that's what our wonderful case study right here.
Yeah, and then just to like add a little bit more context to that too, this is my second knee injury on an injured knee. So I tore my ACL in this knee 4 years ago at this point, around there, about 4 years, and then
so that's what we call a connection.
Yep.
There might be a reason why that one's
both of them were traumatic. So so someone fell on my knee the first time and it just popped. Then the second time, this one was I was playing basketball, came down, so I didn't have enough structure holding up the knee together, and the other stuff went.
Do you want to add anything? Yeah. I got a couple things I want to add. You want to add something?
No, go for it.
Right. So we have what we call a crisis patient.
Yep.
Right? Which is what Dr. J was referring to a little bit ago with the patient we were talking about. Dave neglects certain parts of his training, rehab stuff that would make that ACL area, the knee, not the ACL, it's gone, but stronger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, did you get it redone or is it gone?
I never got it redone.
Yeah, it's gone.
But I'd never had any like laxity moments where I'm like, oh, this is pretty bad.
That's because you have strong hamstrings.
Yeah, I was doing all the work for him.
Glutes. Yep. You were doing all the work for him. You are doing it now. So he's a classic example. He's like, we always joke about our clients being us and us and them, blah, blah, blah. So he has no ACL. So he knows in his heart, he has to, even though he really wants to deadlift and squat heavy today, he should be doing some of this other stuff, like Nordic curls. Or
I've been doing those.
I've been doing those since we got the machine. But those things you need to be doing, right? Yeah. So that's an example where he would come in and Dr. J would find that, see that, identify that, and go, okay, here, boom. We know what you're missing. Mm-hmm. So let's get that back in your system and see what we can do there. So that's a great, you're like a textbook case for us anyway. Yep. But we will check in with him and yours in a couple weeks and just kind of see how everybody's doing.
Oh, yeah.
My I can't wait we're doing this too, right at the podcast. We're doing this for sure. He's going to walk in and he's going to be limping a little. And we're going to be like, what happened? He's like, I felt really good. So I thought I'd just try squatting heavy.
That'll probably happen.
Yeah, positive decision making right
without question.
That's the best thing to have in the world. Oh, shoot. Anyway, so discovery visits, that's what we do them. That's the whole point. As you can hear, hopefully this is like, it's very beneficial. Mm-hmm. It's worth your 30 minutes of your time. So by all means, come in.
Oh, yeah. And then, just to throw it on top of it, if I was a patient in this case, I'm a pretty active guy. So to be on my butt for a long period is not fun. And the last thing you really want to hear as someone that's really active, I know if someone were to tell me this right now, I'd be like, nah, I'm gonna slap you. It's just like, oh yeah, you're never gonna do this sport ever again, right? I would probably just take that news and be like, cool, go home, and then just like try to mentally process things, because you know, if I didn't have the education background that I have, plus the experience that I have, that is like heartbreaking news. I remember the first time I tore my ACL, that doc said, yeah, you're probably not gonna like play basketball ever again. And I was like, well,
challenge accepted. Well, it was funny, I was younger at the time, and I actually got that news on Christmas. So they emailed me that. I think you mentioned it before. Yeah.
So I said,
couldn't wait a day?
Nope. It literally was during Christmas. I said hi to all my
I'm
parents.
just wondering who sent it.
I don't know.
Who's at work Christmas Day?
I don't know.
That they just feel like, well, I need to just give this guy.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah,
I
right.
said hi to
Scrooge.
all my parents, went to my room, cried a little bit, and came back out.
You know what? It's the mental component.
Oh yeah.
So I have a case study I want to bring back up again. A water polo female, 14-year-old.
That's a good one.
But who is it? Juju, the USC basketball player,
yeah,
Tori Shield.
Yeah, Juju Watkins. Yeah.
The hard part with those injuries, is that serious, is the mental part. It is 100% the mental part, not just getting over having an injury. It's all the pieces that go with your social network, your emotional, your mental, like your outlets, all that stuff. But the big one comes down to those times. This is what every trainer, athletic trainer, PT, chiro, all of us say the same thing. There's a point in time, we just joked about it with you, where you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
You're going to, and this is where the athlete takes over and the doctor goes hiding in the corner and says, I know well enough, I feel fine. I've tested it, pretty sure. I used air quotes if you're listening, not here or watching. And so I feel I can load it. And then the worst thing will happen. You'll load it a little bit and it'll feel good. You load a little more, it still feels good. Until you get to that point where you forgot your tissue's untrained. Yeah. It's new tissue again. It's all brand new tissue again. And so with her, when she gets back, or anybody with ACL issues, they have that process of, I know you feel good, but the tissue still has to take X amount of days. This doesn't get sped up by some magic pill or something like that. It just takes time. And that's the big thing you have to be careful of. Yeah. So any more on his knee you want to talk about? Or you want to tease him later?
No, we'll tease him later.
We'll
check in my back pocket. Yeah.
I think the big thing that I'm throwing in now too is not just to plug Momentous, but to plug Momentous. The collagen stuff, and then their omega-3s plus the protein. I'm looking just to get more into the system, just so my body's bio readily available, just to throw that in there.
What he's trying to say there is he wants it in his body, so if he needs it, he has it. Need it, not like have it, not need it. Don't need it, not have it. Yeah, that's a great way to look at it when you're, especially when you're recovering from you have a pretty serious injury.
Oh yeah,
even if it's just a good sprain, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those sprains suck, man.
Yeah, but this one, I knew something happened.
It does not feel good.
It's the worst feeling.
Yeah. And then my dumb butt. Once it happened, I'm like, can I put weight on it? Let me see if I can put weight on it.
You're talking to a guy who's stress fracture on pelvis and I want to get back to squatting again.
Yep.
Never.
The best part about this whole thing, my shower is upstairs, and so when I entered the door, I looked at it. I was like, oh, here we go. So I got
bear crawl.
Yep, crawled all the way up, sat in the shower. I'm like, this sucks. I forgot about this.
So what injury you had?
Tib fib fracture.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
I would take a fracture not to minimize it over.
Are you sure? I'm still dealing with this 6 years later.
Man.
If I would have had a discovery visit and known that someone like me exists, perhaps I wouldn't be in this.
Perhaps. Oh, I guarantee it.
Perhaps.
Yeah, I guarantee it. The rule of thumb out there for everybody, all our patients know this, like the second it doesn't feel right, you call.
Yeah.
Don't wait. Things don't magically disappear. It doesn't work that way. Ever. Your pain goes somewhere, you just compensate it again. That's it. So.
Oh, not to mention that once he figured that I was a personal trainer at the time, he's like, oh yeah, you can rehab it yourself, right? You don't need to go to physical therapy. Just an insane line.
Oh boy.
Like looking back at it, I'm like, just incredible, just misuse of words.
Badly.
Yeah.
First thing, I guarantee I'm going to finish the sentence here in a second. I just never diagnose or try to treat yourself.
No.
And never, ever, ever. It is the dumbest thing you can do. This is from my own experience of doing it to myself multiple times. So yeah, that's like the worst. I don't care if you're the best trainer on the planet. Doesn't mean you know what to do with yourself. Yeah. You can't feel yourself and work it around, and it just doesn't work that way.
It took me 3 months just to get into physical therapy when I figured out like it's getting no nowhere better.
God, breaks my heart.
So
Yeah, I hate that. I think I hate when things could be fixed and weren't. I hate that.
Yeah.
Like, talk about wasting time. You're like, dude.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, did you have surgery? Like,
Oh,
pin it
yeah.
up? Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
So after
It was a
surgery,
spi-
especially,
you had a
yes.
spiral.
Oh, yeah.
Fracture, yeah.
It's not that I don't listen. It's I don't remember all the time. I hear you. I just don't always. Thank you.
Yes.
God, where have those been and why is it so
You know
low?
what?
Crank that sucker up.
Yep.
One of my favorite things there. But for him, it's like post-surgery. Once you open this body up and you start taking things out or pinning things down or putting things back together, it doesn't like that. And the post-surgical rehab, like some instances like this one, sooner the better. Like you need ASAP. And it's not even that. You can rub your calf, but if I worked on your leg and then you worked on your leg, it's going to feel different.
Yes.
It's going to be different.
Yeah.
If you're going to try to tape your tib anterior or tib posterior or whatever, I'm going to tape it better than you're going to tape yourself. It's just
yeah.
the way it is. So
Oh yeah, I tried taping my own knee. Sucked.
that'd be hilarious to watch.
Oh, it was
We
great.
should film that next time. We should do like film bloopers.
Oh yeah.
Not even on purpose. Just this is what we tried and it didn't make sense. Like I did one of the video things. I learned the microphone is important. I forgot to put it back on. I did a whole like 3-minute skit and did the whole talk, and I done and went to look at it again. I'm like, there's no volume. I don't have a microphone. Huh, oh well. So all right. So on to my polo player. So
this one's fun.
this was pretty cool. So this is almost like it was an existing, I'm sorry, it was a patient. She's new, but they were referred by a family that knew me well. So in essence, this was kind of like her visit with me. Now, this poor family had spent tons of money and 6-7 months of their time going back and forth PT, 2-3 days a week. And the little girl, 14-year-old, was not getting better. And so she's a water polo player, powerful build,
She's strong.
athletic for sure. But just something was getting fixed. So I think I'd mentioned in the last one, I kind of pulled her out for 2 weeks, or maybe I didn't. Pulled her out for 2 weeks.
You did.
Okay. Calm her down. Here's the rehab stuff. And I mean, we couldn't do a wall push-up, so we had to back her way down. 2 weeks goes by. She comes in, full range of motion overhead, no pain, no issues. The compensation pattern where her neck was kicking in like instantaneously and moving her arms, gone. So then we started her, I think we did BFR with her as well.
We did.
Yes, we did. Thank you for remembering everything.
Well, I had to do a couple of the sessions.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So we did BFR with her. We got the rehab process going. 2 or 3 weeks pass again. Now in this 4 to 5 week window, because we're going to get her back in the pool and kind of let her test the waters. Because if you have a neck and shoulder issue and you're cheating up here and she's going to go swim, that's really not the best thing for her. So she comes back in. We got 5 weeks, no pain, no problems, stronger and stronger every time I see her. And then she informs me that she wants to try and be a rower. So she's going to go crew now. And I was like, where'd this come from? She's like, my friend did it. She loved it. I was like, now I rowed in college, Orange Coast College. I rowed there for 1 year. I love crew. I picked volleyball and rowing. 2 sports that being 6 foot tall is not the most ideal for. But that's how I roll. I thought it was a blast. I was like, oh, great. This is wonderful. So I had her come by here. We have an erg in here. And I thought, let me just go some pointers because she's doing a camp. She came in, and lo and behold, now rowing, as a technical sport goes, is very technical. However, the erg is not hard, a couple cues here and there.
Yeah.
But I basically got to the point of just pulling power. Just what do you got for 1 minute on, 1 minute off for 5 minutes? Or 10 minutes, I guess, 5 minutes of each. 1 minute each times 5, whatever. She did that. She was pulling a 214, 215 per 500, which for those out there, at about a 3.5 resistance. That's pulling pretty good for a 14-year-old anybody, much less a female in the sense of... That's powerful.
Yeah.
And that's no training, she just grabbed that, we called it grip it and rip it. She grabbed the stick and was pulling.
Yeah, she had no prior experience.
Nothing.
But
And then she had no pain afterwards, no issues, no anything. And I mean, I was like, wow.
Yes.
So I haven't talked to her parents yet. They just had the camp over the past weekend here. So I'm hoping to hear back like this week. I'm going to bug them probably Wednesday if not.
Yep.
But it was interesting. And I told her, I said, the great thing is, because 14, like I said, we talked about this in the youth sports one. She was turned off now because she was injured.
Yeah.
And she had been injured and in pain, so the fun was kind of sucked out of the sport for her.
Yeah.
And in the family it's a water polo kind of family. And I mean, I empathize. We're a swim family, so if one got hurt or injured and we couldn't get him back up and running, you're kind of like, well, I guess I'll try something else. So it kind of breaks my heart because I think she does like that, likes water polo. So I told her the good thing is with rowing, you're going to develop a hip hinge, a hip power, which will help in water polo. It's going to give you shoulder strength that you don't get in water polo or swimming. So if you change your mind or you go, you know what, rowing's fun, but not quite the same as it was for water polo. But now I'm stronger. Let's go try water polo again.
Yeah.
And the chances of her being injured are a lot less.
Lower, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that was kind of a really cool, like as doctors, we get some, happy ending stories. It's kind of cool. We get excited, makes you smile.
Yeah.
When she walked out of the office, I was smiling ear to ear. I was like, this is fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Because this girl got in my office. We got things figured out within 2 visits.
Yeah.
Got her on the right path. 6 weeks later, we'll find out the outcome. She might be a rower. She might not. Who knows? Because after the end of that, she was sweaty.
Yeah.
She was out of breath. And she's like, that was harder than I thought. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
rowing's no joke.
And that was 10 minutes. You're about to go to a camp.
Yeah, camp's gonna be the weekend, and practice run about 90 minutes, 2 hours. So it's a fun sport, but it was really kind of a cool, made me smile, feel good kind of moment. So
I mean, what I loved about that visit, because I was just walking around the office during that time, and
he was limping around the office. He was not walking.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
he's just trying to get sympathy. I'm not sure I really buy the knee injury. I think he's a hug.
Hey, you're the one that said limping. I said walking.
Hop along.
Yeah,
hop along.
But yeah, I actually thought it was pretty impressive. I'm like, oh, you're pulling pretty hard.
That was not bad.
That was pretty good. I think my favorite part from that though was just the interaction with her and her mom afterwards. As the door was closing, I just happened to hear it's like, that was so fun. I loved it, Mom. Which I haven't seen her say in a long time. Yeah. So I was like, oh, wow. I'm not saying she's going to be a rower, but I would be surprised.
But it's one of those things like when we talk youth athletics, like we pounded this down everybody's throat for a while. It's listening to the kid, which the parents did. Yeah. I mean, they're sad because, again, both her older sisters are both at, I don't remember the school, but they're both in college playing water polo.
Yeah, I don't remember the school.
Mom just flew out and came back from seeing him play. And so it's kind of part of the family. Not that she can't, you have to play water polo, something like that. But I gave the parents credit for stepping back and saying, okay, well, what would you like to try? Because we know you're athletic. We know you want to do something.
Yeah.
You're discouraged by the water polo thing. No problem. What else are you thinking? Mm-hmm. Rowing came up. And if we can change and alter at 14, like had I got you at 14 or 15 or you and altered or you got each other or whatever, the path, you change the course of their life, right? I'm not saying we're, life-altering individuals, but her life will forever be changed. Yeah. For the better, we hope. Yeah. Because she learned some powerful lessons that most athletes either don't learn or ignore. If you have an owie, find the right doctor. Yeah. 6 months is a waste of time. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what this person is doing for you and you don't understand it and you don't feel it, see it, or get it within 3 or 4 visits, run. You're in the wrong place. It's just the way it is. If you're coming off post-surgery, leg, his spiral fracture, that's going to take 3 or 4 months. That's just going to take time.
Easy.
Yeah. No problem. I totally understand that. But when you have a little girl who's just hurting her shoulders because she's swimming and then she's still swimming, and you don't first eliminate the thing that's aggravating it and then assess her again, we're missing something. Yeah. Right off the bat. So, And I get passionate about these things because I have 3 kids. Breaks my heart to see that. But it's like the parents did the absolute, they did everything they could. I feel bad for them going through 6 months of what they went through. That part kind of sucked, but they got to me. Knocked it out. I saw her once every 2 weeks because my thumbs, while powerful, were the biggest thing she needed. What she needed was time to heal. What she needed was to get stronger. Yeah. Now, the tissue can get worked out, absolutely, but that's a second back seat to what she needed to do, which is take a break, take 5, get stronger, reassess. That's it. 5 weeks. Now, think about that. If he had 5 weeks after his ACL with someone like us, he may not be sitting here with a knee problem right now.
Essentially, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's things you can do to get a hold of somebody and get them on the right path. So being injured sucks. Don't do it.
So funny enough, technically I was here 5 weeks after. Or even I just didn't let you know that I tore it then.
And I also had a wrist injury when I was an intern.
So here's the fun part. So when I interviewed,
define irony for me.
When I interviewed, I remember that. When I interviewed though was I think like 3-4 weeks after I tore it. But I was like, I want this position. I'm not going to say anything. Because I also didn't know Doc T, like how he worked at that time either.
You didn't know the magic.
No, I didn't know the magic. But I was like,
magic thumbs.
I'm not losing out on another internship. We're going to be here. We're X, Y, and Z, right?
It makes me nervous that you were going to lose out on another internship. How bad were you?
No, pretty bad, apparently. Apparently, so here's the fun part about Cairo School. I didn't know I was supposed to go hunt out internships. I thought they were just going to hand us like where we're supposed to go.
We pay enough money, but it'd make more sense if they just led you a little bit more.
Yeah, so no one told me.
I didn't know that either.
No, a list is good enough.
Yeah, so here's the list. But I didn't know.
Something.
I thought we were going to be assigned to that. So hence why, like, there wasn't any spots.
No,
I was like,
they run your life. No, I didn't know either. Yeah. All the good ones were taken.
Yeah.
I was like,
so I was like, I don't know.
You know what? That might be where I got the way I do it because the guy I went and saw, so Tim Brown and Bill Brown, the Brown brothers, love you guys. Hope you're all doing well. I had to do what I make you guys do, which is walk me through the whole thing. I'm not doing it for you.
Yeah.
And so he made me walk him through and become a PRP doctor.
Yeah.
He never was prior.
Yeah.
And it was because of me, because there's nobody else out there, and I didn't even know it had to be done.
Yep.
I'm not the most observant in some certain scenarios. Yeah. But that makes sense. That's funny. So you guys are,
The work never suffered.
my work never suffered.
Hey, I was
Never
able to do
suffered.
stuff.
I was able to work around it as long as my technique was good. I could work around it.
Was it you? And I'm not trying to poke fun. It's just
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
a funny thing I thought of, and it might have
Maybe.
been around this where the patient actually said, "Stop petting me." I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but
I
it
feel like we all
so-
had like a level of that.
Oh, it happens
Yeah.
anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But this was like a patient with just a patient that would think of the patients that would be that saying that, like a Danny or something like that. I don't know if it was you or somebody else, but
It probably. I probably
you told me that.
Could've been all of us.
You told me that
Yeah.
specifically.
I gave you
Yeah.
crowd, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
So
he has to.
Yeah. He's a
You're either too hard or you're way too soft.
the petting thing, I about died laughing because I'm like,
That's funny.
that was great.
I think it was both of us because I've heard it multiple times.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning because
Yeah.
the way we treat them, it's not fun for some people.
No. Well, you know what's interesting? I don't know. Hesitate to say it this way. I'm trying a better way to say it. I'm gonna frame this better. There is a massage technique that is known at certain parts of the world to be very brutal.
Yeah.
However, they get results because tissue sometimes just needs to be worked.
Did something. Yeah.
Yeah. And so what it's a massage. I don't know which one it is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, nobody's touching this one. So it's somewhere in the world, but it's very aggressive, very firm. But it's necessary. If you're petting somebody or doing some effleurage or doing this and that, like, I don't believe, and I've never seen that make the changes that we're after.
Yeah.
You know, and definitely inspire people to do the rehab. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It doesn't
It's-
feel as
it's a
bad
motivator.
if you do your rehab. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm doing the rehab, no problem.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm smiling right now just thinking about that patient. I mean, I'm so stoked for her. I don't know where it's
Oh,
going to
yeah.
end for her, but that's just
No.
so cool. And
I mean-
the fact that she said that
Yeah.
on the way out, that's
Yeah. You
That's
never
cool.
know with like a kid.
she's young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know. But
Yeah.
the fact that she's enjoying it, yeah, I'm happy with that.
well. I told her mom, I said, with that kind of power output here, because just a little side note on crew and rowing, you don't actually have to join a team. If you can get on that erg and pull a 6 minutes, I mean, for females, I think it's 7 is somewhere in the sevens, or a sub 6 for a male. Every school in this country will be drooling over you because they can't teach that power output. They can't teach it. You know what I mean? They can teach the stroke. That's easy. They can teach you how to work in a boat, 7 other people, no problem. But power, that's not
You're kind of bored with that.
teachable.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like kids swinging a bat when they're 12. They're knocking dingers left and right. It's like, dude, that's a skill set.
Some kids just
It just sounds
kinesthetically
different.
they got it.
Oh man, it's and you
and
see
then
it.
you
You're
can
like,
you can fine tune it a little bit, but there's some
Yeah.
aspects about the swing you just cannot.
teach.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Cody Bellinger comes from a father who played in the big leagues. That swing is unbelievable.
Yeah.
It is so pretty. Like Ken Griffey,
Yep.
same thing.
yes, that's
Or
my
Ken
era.
Griffey Jr. That
Yeah,
is.
junior, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
You can't teach a pretty swing like that.
And
Yeah.
it just sounds different too. It
Yeah.
looks great.
Yeah, it does. Golf swings, all those. By the way, Rory, congrats.
Yeah, Roars.
Oh, we're all pulling for you, man.
Yep.
So, not that you're watching this, we'll ever see this, but I have
If you
to say
do,
I'm a fan. So, I was happy to see that. That was a tough one at the end there.
yeah.
But that's it. He bounced. I mean, he bounced right back.
Oh, yeah.
and hit
Oh,
another
yeah.
birdie putt for the win. So,
Yeah.
He tried every way to lose
he had a bad few holes. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
golf tournament,
You know,
but he pulled it together.
The craziest thing with golf is that's you
golf.
just I mean, if your foot slips, a blade of grass moves, a wind gusts all of a sudden, like any number of that ball flies in the air. We'll see.
And there was a golfer that finished like an hour before Rory did, and he 3-putts 18. If he just pars out there, he doesn't 3-putt. He's in that playoff. It's a 3-way playoff.
Dang.
Oh,
And
golf.
you never know.
Every pro we've had in here, it's always a stroke around or a stroke a tournament. Like it's just
Yeah.
2 strokes a turn. It's just, and it's not even one stroke on you missing one putt. It's you miss one and the guy who won sunk one.
Yeah.
That's a 2 strokes differential. And you do that over the weekend, that becomes 8 strokes. That's a big deal. And it's just not many sports, none that I can think of, have that kind of.
Like how many thousands of dollars you lost
Lose on like
Millions now.
because you missed
Yeah.
2 shots a day.
Yeah, that's
It's
just
insane.
it's nuts. Yeah, golf is yeah. There's some
That's a gift.
sports you just like look at it and go, God, that's just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Insane, but fun. All right. Well, what else we got? think we'll cover something else.
I think we covered most
of it.
all. Yeah.
40, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah. You can edit that out. Let me see. Yeah, we got that. That was pretty good. That was the fastest one we ever done. All right. Well,
that was good.
Wrap it up, baby.
If anything, like next week, we'll check out on my knee. It's the fun part of this. We get to document everything. I've been trying to document daily as best as I can with the knee, with just our process of stuff.
Best thing you can do.
Yep.
You learn so much.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I hurt myself so much so I can learn.
Yeah. So it'll be kind of
purposes.
fun. You'll see me re-injure it in probably 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
I can almost guarantee it.
We should do like a pow and wow of the podcast to finish off. That'd be kind of cool. What was your favorite part? What was your worst part of this podcast?
I mean, I want to forget all of last week in terms of injuries.
I never want to bring it up again. Now it's permanent record. What about you?
I mean, favorite part, like I'm super stoked for that patient that came in for the discovery visit because I know she's in the right place.
That's good.
Just want to make sure that was conveyed appropriately, and she believes that as well. And we get started and we get her to
that'd be great.
To PR her first high rocks. I guess it wouldn't really be a PR.
It's always technically a PR.
It's always a PR. Yeah, right.
Great thing about those events.
Yeah, but she gets to crush her high rocks. That'd be sick.
What was your worst part?
Worst part.
It's got to be the arm.
Yeah, right. Just roasting me about my non-permanent tattoo.
That's purely for the fun of the event. That was great.
Yeah. Or roasting me a little bit for my leg injury.
Well, we call those pals and wows in our family. So the pal part is like finding out you knuckleheads were not doing well, and you're literally in the place that can fix those things.
He fixed my wrist.
And
got me through.
My wow would be actually the wow is what David told me because I didn't hear that when they were walking out that she was excited. So that's always a good feeling. It's not an egotistical or ego based good feeling. It's more like that's just great.
Yeah, they found a fit. At least something that could work.
Like you helped somebody figure something out. That's great. Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna wrap this sucker up. We'll see you guys next time. I'm Doc T.
Dr. David.
Dr. J.
See you guys next time.